Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Tabletop Almanac, and welcome back to All the Devils Are Here, our Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition Chronicle of the Black Hand, following the Trials and Tribulations. I think it's a. I wonder at the end of whenever I stop doing all these, how many times I'll have said it, the Trials and Tribulations of our delightful Black Hand column here. And I'm going to invite them to introduce themselves and who they're playing, and we'll go around in a circle, starting with Ryan.
Oh, hey, starting with me. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm playing the La Sombra anti-tribu Ambrose Blakely.
Suni.
What's good, guys? I'm Suni, and I am playing Thessalia, the daughter of Cacophony.
All right. Totally.
Hey everybody, my name is Toli, and I'm playing Zephyrin, who is a Toreador anti-tribu.
And Ray.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I am playing an open Simishi named Ecolite.
All right. And they are currently investigating some weird shit going on in Wyoming, in the domain of Wyoming, let's be honest here, although there are like mini pocket domains inside it. But when you don't have a big population, you don't have a lot of vampires, and so domains are vast. It reminds me, in fact, of one LARP where there was a Prince of Brockville, and there were like 2 other vampires in the immediate vicinity of it. I was just thinking of that today. And that's that. If you were a second ed player, then you might remember Gary, Indiana, having just a couple of vampires in them. And Ryan has just mentioned how he killed them, and that is in fact true. Not him himself, but his character in that game. I wanted to, before we got into the weeds tonight, I wanted to talk about one thing quickly, and that is something that came to mind just while I was mulling over the game and over the last session, which hopefully you have watched already on YouTube or some other place that it has made its way to. And that is because we're playing a Black Hand game and our characters are, while they may be disguised or, have cover identities in the Camarilla, or I don't think anyone's in the Sabbat, but primarily in the Camarilla, they're not on the path of humanity, meaning that they don't act, think, or sort of take things as humans do, as we would. And one of the things over the many, many years of playing Vampire that I've personally experienced is that it's not always easy to do that, to look at one of the paths of enlightenment, a completely alien set of morality, morals, values, and so on, and then convey it completely as a character, as with that as the guiding purpose behind everything they do. And I wanted to draw attention to the fact that I think everyone here is doing a stellar job of playing your path of enlightenment. And I'm not joking. Like, I think it is a difficult thing to do. I'm not saying that anyone here is just able to divorce themselves from their humanity like that. But that you've all looked at the path of enlightenment for your character and are using that. Like, it is guiding your character. It doesn't, I haven't seen anything that's a sort of like, oh, that's just too human kind of thing. It might sort of track along with what a human might do, but only in so much as it fits in with your own path. So kudos. I do think it's not always an easy thing to do. I myself tend to pick paths of enlightenment if and when I do use them, which I find are easy for me to follow. So everyone's doing a bang up job of that, and that's really cool. So I think it's really adding quite a bit to how you're behaving. And I do have to sort of mentally stop now and then go, oh yeah, that's the right way for your character to react, not the way that any, normal person would do, because you're far from that. Okay. So at the end of last session, we were in the basement of the Iron Nail, a bookstore in Cheyenne. And I believe Zephyrin and Thessalia and Nikolai, or just the two of them, had gone ahead into the sort of secret room.
I'm not there too. I
You-
actually I found the book that he took out last time, and I was
Yeah.
browsing. I was looking through it.
Thank you. Yes, that's what you were doing. While Ambrose is outside and has just while after sort of, I don't know, not like berating, but definitely putting off the desk clerk, has just encountered your former column member, Macias. Macias is a member of the Black Hand, of the Crusade, and of covers in the Camarilla. He is a true Bruja, which puts him on a scholastic academic bent, a delver into the unknown and into cerebral pursuits, but also being on the path of the scorched heart, he's got no emotions about most anything, because they get in the way. It's like super Vulcan-y. Always has been and probably always will be. Now, he left the column after the most recent sort of clearing the group did of a minor pack of infernalists, a nomadic Sabbat pack that had made its way into Wyoming and was doing their sort of we're bikers, we're demon bikers, and we're summoning demons, rah rah, terrify the kind everywhere, and that just wouldn't do. So it was a relatively simple thing to track them down and dispose of all of them. But at the end of it, he, in an uncharacteristically not solemn, he's always been relatively solemn, but an uncharacteristically kind of perturbed way, decided that it was better he step away from the Long Crusade at this point in time. He had things he needed to do personally, so he retired from the column. And the last you knew of him, he was in Enoch, contemplating his navel or something. So here he is now in front of you, a tall, slender Mediterranean fellow, in a very fine black suit and coat, despite the heat of the summer. I think we said it was summer. Why am I forgetting that? It is summer. I need to have like a bunch of Post-it notes up just so I keep track of all that. I have notes that I'm following, but I know I always kind of double check myself on that one. Ambrose. Funny running into you here.
Well, you must have done something wrong to bring me to your doorstep.
Do tell. What did I do wrong?
No, that's not how this works. You tell, and I listen.
I am a patron of the shop. I am here offering my patronage.
You're a patron of the shop.
At times, when I'm in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And who is it that you patronize?
Well, I can begin the list of them, but they're not worth mentioning. No. I every now and then this place comes upon an esoteric text that I find useful in my research.
Mm.
What brings you here?
An esoteric text.
Well, I believe you're in the right place.
So do I.
Are you alone?
Never.
I don't mean. I mean,
I believe. I guess it's my colleagues now
hmm.
are perusing the selection.
Oh, well. I shall say hello.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, now, shall we enter?
No, I'm good.
Suit yourself.
I always do.
Yes, I know. Okay, those of you inside. Nikolai is looking over the text. And remind us all if you discovered anything.
No, not yet. I think it was literally start with me starting to look through the text.
Okay, so you're flipping through the pages, and Thessalia and Zephyrin, what are you two doing?
I am amused by all of the text nearby, all of the different books. I like hardcover books in particular, so I'm just kind of walking from shelf to shelf, putting my finger on some of the texts, rubbing my nail across the spines of all of them, just kind of pacing back and forth, really.
Okay. Thessalia?
Thessalia. Ooh. She is kind of like hovering around Nikolai to see what he finds, but she's also like eyeing the shelves. She's kind of interested in anything with music, kitties, things like that.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. You can mention some of those things out loud. If you want. But it just reminded, Anatoly just reminded us that Zephyrin has Mantus's sheet music.
Yes, I do have some sheet music.
Yeah.
I would look at this now.
Okay. Okay, looking over the sheet music. Can you give me, please, an intelligence and occult roll, please?
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Yes, no, that's definitely what I would require.
You got it.
Okay. So while you're doing that, and I'm going to say it's difficulty 7, and then just let me know how many successes you get, and that'll help figure out what you figure out.
If she doesn't have a cult, she can't roll at all. Just FYI.
Do you not have a cult?
I don't know if she does.
I don't.
She does not. Yeah, that's right. You
It's
can't
okay, I
roll
got one
knowledge if you
success.
don't have knowledge. Well, okay. That's right. You can't roll a knowledge without a knowledge, because you just don't know the knowledge. It's sheet music, and it follows patterns known as verses and choruses. There's a bridge in there. There are crescendos and diminuendos. All sorts of very common musical things. It's on a staff. It's a treble clef. He left the bass clef for well, he didn't write that out. That was programmed into his device. Yeah. So yeah, it's sheet music. There are no lyrics attached, like no lyrics written. What is your either your academics or your expression?
Let's see. My expression and academics is a 2.
Okay. Being the skilled professional musician you are, you can of course read the sheet music and get a sense of what it should sound like, right? You can just hum along to it. It follows in a way, it would sort of appear like a hymnal, and then there are discordant parts. Basically, the last note of every verse is flat, and then the notes of the bridge are kind of they're written in a way that would be very difficult for difficult in the sense of they jump from high to low octaves all over the place. It would not be a smooth transition or a smooth section of the song to play or sing even if you're just singing notes, and it would sound terrible.
Okay. Great.
All right. And then, so Nikolai, you're flipping through the book.
I'm specifically using my how am I drawing a blank on this word?
Infernalism? Oh, your aspects.
My aspects, to try to find a place where it's like, I guess, more oily or like places are more creased, to see what places people have recently been looking through in this book.
Okay, cool. So the book covers a couple of topics, but the area that seems to be most focused on is on places of power in the Midwest of the United States. You would know of the concept of ley lines and the points where they meet, and you know that various groups in your world of darkness refer to them by different terms. But this one does cover that, and the main section, and in fact, the impression from the reader was as if they were underlining it with their finger as they went. There's a faint impression of a nail kind of going through it, and it's about a particular spot in Casper. And you know you've been to the spot. You started the chronicle there. It's sort of it doesn't use latitude and longitude in the text, but the landmarks it mentions are where that compound would have would have been built over. And then Macias
Okay.
enters. Good evening, fellows. It's been some time. Now, you're all welcome to decide how you feel about him stepping away from the Long Crusade, any interactions you may have had with him in the past. We never really fleshed out the character that much, but I did want to make some use of him. So don't be mean, but definitely feel free to include stuff that happened between you at various times, such as, he's always leaving a half-eaten kind in the fridge, or tracking mud in from outside, whatever it is. But yeah, he's a very serious academic, very Spock-like, but
Perfect. Thessalia turns around, looks him up and down, and says, well, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Dorky. It's been a while, huh?
Ever the one with the sharp tongue, Thessalia.
She does a little bow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Macias is here. And then I'll approach as well. It's been quite some time.
Yes, that sounds like the beginning of a roast, but I don't imagine you are about to engage in a witty and not so veiled insult to my person.
No, why would I ever? I appreciated you when you were part of the column. You never were one for much except for your books.
They are invaluable.
Yes. So you keep telling us.
Well, judging by the fact that I find you all here, it seems that you agree.
With you, on this rare instance, I do.
Thessalia just kind of rolls her eyes and says, yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah. I don't even acknowledge him. I immediately start to spirit touch on the book.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's do some spirit touch on that. Aspects.
Page 137.
Yeah. I love this. A corpse counts as an object. Psychic snapshot. Hold it, enter shallow trance. Okay, so roll your perception and empathy. The age of the impressions and the mental and spiritual strength of the person. Let's give it a difficulty of... I think we're going to average it, just average it to a 6.
6.
Yeah. So tell me how many successes, and I'll tell you what you learn. Three. Okay, so this is very basic information. The last owner's gender or hair color, a second piece of basic information, and then more useful information about them, such as age and state of mind the last time they used the item. Okay, so it's a psychic snapshot. So Nikolai goes into his trance while holding the book. And when you watch a TV show and it does one of those like like casting camera things, and it's like fuzzy around the edges and kind of whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, you kind of get that view of this room. And in it, you see a figure from the back, hunched over. You can see the book, like the edges of the book on each side of them. So in terms of basic information and things like that, just about their general appearance, you do recognize when it kind of keeps flashing and sort of turns towards them, you get a view up from the pages, and it is the Bali who killed at the compound in Casper. His age for a vampire, young, and then his state of mind, manic and really excited, like jittery excited. Is Ambrose still waiting outside?
I am.
Okay. The the clerk is standing there, and you can tell.
Colin came back.
What's that?
Colin came back, did he?
Yes. Finding everything you all need. I hope.
Are you sure you hope that, Colin?
Yeah, I walked into that one, didn't I? How about finding everything you need to depart relatively quickly?
It'll probably help us with that departing quickly.
Do you want me to ring something up right away?
I want you to tell me who the proprietor is and maybe ring them up for me.
That would be difficult.
You seem capable. Make it happen. I mean, you rushed out, all spooked, as Macias walked through the door, reading that trifle that you are.
Yeah.
More dedicated than I thought. I am not too sure if that is foolhardiness, bravery, or psychophancy. So, I guess I will let you determine whether or not you will make the call as I requested. And it'll give me the right answer.
Give me a minute.
Yes.
And he leaves the room again.
Where does he leave? Does he go upstairs?
Yeah. Kind of
Alright.
tries to walk around you.
I
Take a
just,
berth as he can.
I just follow him.
Oh. Okay. That's how this is going, I guess. Oh, yeah.
You were the one who chose to come back. Now you don't get to have the option to leave.
Well, fuck me sideways. Okay.
Well,
And he goes over to the desk and reaches under and takes out a flip phone. Flips the phone. And he presses a button on it and it dials. Holds it up. Yeah. Yeah. They're not leaving. And they don't want me to leave either. No, all of them. Him too.
Oh, him. Which him? I want to know that one.
Your old friend. Yeah.
Zacchaeus or Samuel?
Zacchaeus. Yeah. Okay. Really? But you're sure? That's very kind of you. Thank you. Yes, I'll see you soon. Yes, I'll lock the door. Okay, thank you. He hangs up. I have to do something, but the boss is on his way.
Excellent. So locking what door?
The front door.
Ah.
I don't think it's...
foolhardiness.
What?
So it is foolhardiness that brought you back.
More like... I know I can't stop you from leaving that way, so you're not contained, but it's keeping other people out. Can I go do that?
Sure.
Great.
You
Thank
don't
you.
have to smoke, do you?
No, it's bad for the health.
Many things are.
Yeah, tell me about it. Walk around. Click. Click, 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 click. Yeah, if you want a chair, you can wait.
Do not need a chair to wait.
No. Okay. I'm going to sit down.
Excellent.
And he sits down in a
You don't
chair.
happen to have any candles for a little bit of ambiance, do you?
Open flame in a bookshop? No. No, that was in my contract. I can't do that. Not even for ambiance. I know we love our ambiance. Theatrics and everything. Okay, well, yeah. So boss should be here. 20 minutes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Folks, you have 20 minutes.
You hear this from up the stairs. What do you think he means by that? What did you do with Samuel again?
Oh, he's in the bookshop with us.
Yeah.
He's with us.
Yeah, he took Nikolai to the book he was looking at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. So he's in there, shitting his pants.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, what do you think he meant by 20 minutes?
Is that a question for me?
No. This is to the. This is Zacchaeus to the other assembled group. Maybe one of you two, Nikolai, isn't answering. Doesn't seem responsive right now.
Oh, 20 minutes to catch up. Maybe. And she has like a big toothy grin and is just staring at Zacchaeus.
You could have always come to Enoch. The realm of the dead is open to everyone.
Well, I don't really like their stages down there. The sound doesn't really travel well, and you know how it is.
Well, then you haven't heard the chanteurs.
Oh.
What's that one? And he points at Samuel.
She looks at him and then looks at Zephyrin and then shrugs. A friend?
Can the two of you, not Nikolai because you're in a trance, you're doing Spirit's Touch, make a wits, perception and alertness roll. And if you What aspects levels do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3. Dolly and Suni, do you have aspects?
No.
No. Okay.
So I rolled a 10, an 8, and a 1.
Okay. Can we roll the 10?
No, you don't reroll 10s.
It's 2? What? It's 2s, right?
10s give 2s if you have a specialization.
You have a specialization.
Otherwise they do nothing.
Oh, Chronicles,
Yeah,
the World of
so
Darkness to every single edition. Why?
It's always slightly different, and it's so annoying.
Why do you mean wizards have D6 hit points in D&D 5th edition? They always had 4. Damn you all. I almost ran a con game thinking that. And going, this is wrong. Okay. So, what do you have a specialty in alertness, Totally?
I do not.
Okay, so it's 1 success. Suni, anything?
I got a 9241.
Okay, so nothing. The 1 cancels a 9. Zephyrin. Samuel looks more scared than he was before when Macias points at him.
Samuel is, just to be clear, human. I'm gonna come over to Samuel, and I'm going to put my hand underneath his chin to kind of cradle him, and I say, "Sweet lamb, what are you afraid of?" And I'm gonna say this very, I'm gonna use my what would I have? Enchanting voice. I'm gonna use my enchanting voice to be very sweet about it, but very deceptively sweet.
Where should I start right now?
Tell me all that you feel.
Macias is leaning over your shoulder. Yes. Tell her all you feel.
Don't tell me you're afraid of me as well.
Oh, shit, man. This is way more than I was counting on. I don't know what you're all doing here and what you want, and I know that there's something that I did that's really terrible according to all of you and bad stuff, but he's the one who made me do it, and unless anyone has celerity or something to act quicker.
I do.
You do? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay.
Not only do I have celerity, I have celerity 3. Hence the name. I'm quick with it.
I just want to see how this thing works. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What's your willpower? Current willpower.
current willpower is only 3. I mean, it's all the way up to 3. It's a lot, right?
You never bumped it up higher? I think your willpower should at least be a 5 or 6 minimum, I think.
It's not.
What's your courage? Is your courage 3?
My courage is 3.
Yeah. Well, with XP, I would, yeah. Let's bump that. But in the meantime,
I think it's recommended for Black Hand characters at least. It may actually be a requirement for it to have at least 5 and a 6.
that could be true. I can't remember.
Yep, here it is.
I think part of it was a choice due to my nature.
Okay.
No, but there's a requirement for specifically for the Tal'Mahe'Ra because you can't have people be in the order.
Yeah.
So it's a minimum of 5.
Okay. So if you want to juggle a couple of points around from freebies or anything like that, to bump that up,
Also,
feel free.
You also don't want to run from fire every time you see it.
That is true.
Like
yes, you should be pretty solid people. But okay, so let's use 5 for now.
Sure.
Solid as a rock.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So you start to. Okay. Samuel goes on his motor-mouthed, pointing at Micaiah's thing, and you're the only one with celerity?
I believe
room?
so.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what everyone else sees. And I made the roll against Zephyrin. So everyone else sees Micaiah's lean forward and dig his fingers into Samuel's throat and just squeeze. Zephyrin, who you would expect to react instantly, finds herself repeating the last thing she said and repeating the last movement she did. And Zephyrin, you don't know anything is different. But for everyone else, she's stuck on a loop. You're not unfamiliar with this. Micaiah's is a true Brujah, and where the false Brujah have the power of celerity, preternatural speed, the true Brujah have the power of the discipline of temporis and the power to control the flow of time. And so you've seen him do this occasionally. Basically, stick people in a loop. And it can last sometimes a long time. I'll let you all know how long after the scene, but it will last at least the rest of the scene. Okay, so he's basically just crushed Samuel's throat, who does whatever someone does when their throat has been crushed. Gasps for air, can't find it, and so on. That was rude of him.
Rude? You just killed my ticket to another big stage. You're so selfish.
Well, if that's your takeaway, Thessalia. Yes, Ambrose, you would have heard just the last bit of it was him, he made me do it, and then
all right. So I go to call and I go pen. And I go in as they're arguing and just I'll give Samuel a tracheotomy.
Okay. Hey, you are a doctor.
I am a doctor.
Okay. So while you're going in there to do that, Nikolai, Thessalia, any other reactions?
Ooh.
I smack Tony's character on his head to go wake up. I don't know what level you use on him, but I know one of them you can throw him out of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's level 2. Yeah. So yeah, you can nudge Zephyrin out of it. So Zephyrin's been jolted out of this to see what's happening. Ambrose is strode in, seeing the crushed throat, and jabbed the pen into Samuel's throat. At which point,
I do have scalpels. It's not just gonna stab him. I'm a doctor. I can't just stab him and kill him. No. I actually have. I have my doctor's bag. I'm gonna pull up my scalpel and just.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna look at him, going.
I forgot about that.
Yes, he's my patient now. Please don't do that again. And I just kind of drag Samuel out.
He was currently being interviewed to be my librarian. You can't just kill my staff. What are you doing here, by the way? And when did you get here?
I came here 10 minutes and 57 seconds ago.
Oh, I was reading a book. Didn't notice you.
Yes, I saw. Well, I believe I will continue with my reason for being here. If you'll excuse me, I need to peruse the shelves.
No, you are not excused. I know you're not part of this column anymore, but care to explain why he pointed at you?
He must have thought I was someone else.
Can I read
And
his
who
aura?
else did he think you would be?
Hey, what was that, Ray?
Can I read his aura?
Yeah, you can read his aura. Get those colors again.
Colors. I have 3 successes.
And recognize the patterns. He is moving between. Well, obviously they're all pale. He's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Green for obsessed. Brown for bitter. And gold for spiritual. And there are black lines, black veins moving through his aura.
Is that new?
What's that?
Is that
new?
Black veins?
Since the last time you looked at him, yes. Who would he?
Looks like you've been naughty.
I don't know who would have thought I was.
When did you start becoming the obvious?
Please. You know that we sometimes have to do things to maintain our cover.
But you've been an Enoch. why we need to do that to maintain the cover.
I've still traveled. None of you kept in touch. I didn't feel the need to inform you of my movements on a regular basis. If I needed to infiltrate a pack, if it was necessary, I did what I needed to maintain my cover.
And yet this particular person seems to know who you are.
That I can't explain.
Find that curious.
How long does
someone like you that's always had an explanation at the ready?
How long does aura perception last?
I think it's glance. Well, let me check.
Doesn't look like there's a timeline on it. Yeah, I guess you have to stare at them and then you kind of see it and then it goes away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, I have no further information for you. Oh, look, the book I was looking for. He walks over the wall, just grabs one off of it. This has been missing from my collection.
Oh yeah? What book is that? And this Ollie steps closer.
He looks at it. The Malleus Ex Mortis. I don't think that's a good translation. Hammer of Death. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to make my purchase.
I find it odd.
Samuel is morale.
Poor Sam.
Just reminding you have somebody on the floor with an emergency tracheotomy.
No, I'll take him out to the lobby. Colin has a chair for him. He offered it to me.
Yeah, okay.
What a good guy.
So he's not disturbing your conversation, I guess.
You talk about not keeping in touch, and here we find you in Cheyenne. Curious.
That's where the
What do you need
is.
with this book anyway?
Confirming something I read in another one.
And what do you need to confirm?
Hammer of Death? Yeah. Did you ever read the Necronomicon, like the kind of the one written by that Simon guy, which is basically like a mashup of Babylonian mythology and Cthulhu mythology? No? Ever? No. Okay, so it exists, and that's what it is. It's this guy who claimed that this was a genuine book, and it is a mashup of Babylonian and ties it into the Cthulhu mythos, and it's well, maybe he was joking, I don't know, but the book presents it as legitimate mythology, and this is on the Hammer of Death. Though the book looks old, it was written in the 70s by a few occultists, and you know that it's the same kind of style. They just, all the contents in it they made up, kind of Da Vinci coded it from a variety of mythologies and conspiracy theories and things like that. sort of patchwork from legitimate occult texts. The likelihood that he's actually, well, maybe he does have a legitimate reason to be verifying something using this book, but you're really not sure what that could be. In fact, it seems odd that it's even in a like backroom collection of one of these books, of this kind of bookstore anyway.
I'd say to him, if you needed that book, I think I have it in my useless junk collection, that section of my library. You know I would have had it. Why come here for it? You've seen my library. It's 10 times the size of this one.
No, you're right, and I don't know why I grabbed this one off the shelf.
It's very unlikely to be lying this much.
Well, what can I say?
It's very brutal of you.
Of course, he doesn't breathe, but he gives that impression that he's going to his calm place when you say that. You're right.
Sorry, are you going to tell us what's done?
I want that book that you have there.
Oh, find the speakers.
Then let me look at it. We can use it together.
After I'm done with it, sure.
No, Nikolai, that's not how this works. Listen.
Oh, it's not, is it?
No. You see, I was talking to that little lamb before you interfered. And you're not one of us anymore. You don't get to ask for fair trades from us.
I am Tal'Mahe'Ra.
Here's what I want to ask out of character. So I'm someone proficient in the political game of things.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Cheyenne right now, and I'm assuming he would have had to jump through all of the hoops that we did in the sense of like asking permission to be in another vampire's domain.
He should have, yes.
He should have. That is my impression as well, and here he is, very openly just attacking someone that we've deemed a human, which I would imagine there's more of a protocol.
It's mainly don't let anyone see you do it, and don't sort of leave a trail. Like if you can get away with it, and you do get away with it, it's obviously not preferred to do that sort of thing. It draws attention. But if you need to, and it cannot be traced back to you or to any other vampire, then sometimes things happen.
Okay. Alright. So I take it I wouldn't be able to threaten him by having who is overseeing Cheyenne? Is that Prince
That's
Casper Collins? Yeah.
So, I mean, and you do have Camarilla status as your cover. Do you have much of it?
Let me see. 2. I have 2 in my
Okay.
status.
So you're not like a big wheel at the cracker factory, but you're a recognized member of the Camarilla. But yeah, not like you'd be unlikely to have a title or position. You're kind of one of those, I'm here, and I'll behave and do my thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
If anyone else is higher, though, 3 or 4 even, then they could definitely threaten him politically by saying like, hey, I have the prince's ear. You better, start being straight with us or problems.
Yeah, it's weird when it's linked to your alt identity. So I have 3 alt identity,
Mhm.
which I'm guessing it's probably equivalent to like a 2 or something. My guess, there's no real direct correlation.
Yeah,
I'm someone
but it's
important in my alternate identity. It's the
But do you
what
have status in your alternate identity? Or is your alternate identity a level of 3?
But there's level 3, which implies a certain level of status for this kind of thing.
My reading was always that it was more that the quality of the identity, like it's deep, but
it's both.
Yeah.
You have a fair reputation as the alternate persona. You get name recognition in the area where you infiltrated. And the Tal'Mahe'Ra book talks about people having status of 3 and 4, representing that they have titles in the place of infiltrated as well.
Right. Yeah. So,
by the way, I don't think I have more than status than Tony does. So.
Well, Tony has 2.
Yeah. I think the person with the most status is probably going to be Ryan's character.
No, I don't have high status. I have domain, and like my character's entire is a weirdo with the expendable flaw. Like people just don't particularly like me, which good. That's kind of my character's entire thing.
I think, and this wasn't something that necessarily thought through at character creation, but I think also because you would have been, you would likely have been recruited at some point, so you would have had status. You might have had status prior, but if it's in your alternate identity, we could do it that your alternate identity provides you a status of 1 point less automatically, much like the sort of group backgrounds do. And then any other status you have is what you had before you came over. So say you have Camarilla status 2, that implies that you have been a Camarilla member under this identity, and then your alternate identity also has Camarilla status. And this could be, you're you're one of the harpies in New York, but in Milwaukee, your alternate identity is the sheriff or something, right? So yeah, I'm gonna say for now, for ease and everything like that your alternate identity provides you a status of 1 point less for that identity, and then because that keeps you away from having 5 and being the prince, which is totally cool, but outside a bit of the scope of what we're doing. So for now, let's do it like that. So I don't think then that anyone necessarily has anything that could threaten him politically.
Gotcha.
But that being said, yes, you're still right. Unless he's presented himself to the prince and asked for permission to enter his domain, even in a ceremonial fashion, just to be polite, he is in a breach of domain. Which is not a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, Casper claims Wyoming as his domain, like the entire state, correct?
Yeah, and
Macias was with us dealing with the Sabbat Pack, so he's already allowed to be here.
That is true. Yeah.
Right. Like I don't think that's necessarily an angle.
Gotcha.
If his alternative identity has kept some kind of appearance up in it. Like I know I went another way to say we were coming to the prince to the capital, but that was because I was hoping to basically fuck with the prince. Like literally my goal is to fuck with the prince and fuck with you guys. So It really did not have anything beyond that.
Okay. Yes, I guess I'll change my angle then. So, yeah, if you have nothing of value for us, then we will offer you nothing of value. And you could start by answering honestly.
Very well. In that case, I have been researching this area, and there are some elements that would be of interest to you. I can confirm them with that book.
If you can, then I'll be able to find it too. But I don't see why I need you for that.
Oh, okay. What have you seen in that book so far?
I just started reading it. But unless you think you're a better journalist than I am, I raise my eyebrow at him.
It's more knowing what is going on beyond that book.
Well, then you can share. This is our territory.
But let me confirm something there.
I don't trust you right now. Share first.
Okay. There are in the general area of the state of Wyoming, there are a number of dormant wells of sacrifice. These are old wells. And I would like to confirm where they are so that they can be dealt with.
Add a character, what's a well of sacrifice?
A well of sacrifice is the center of every consecrated Bali ritual space, to which all things are offered, be they libations of horror and suffering to soothe the sleepers in their tombs, or the fruits of cruelty to purchase gifts of infernal power. Basically, these are gouges in the spiritual aspect of the world that can connect deep into the Shadowlands.
Gotcha.
Now, the Crusade knows of only a few truly ancient ones. They know of the Labyrinth Well of Gnosis. I'm probably mispronouncing it because my ancient Greek is so-so, but I wanted to make sure you knew there was a K in front of it. And that labyrinth was built in a great descending spiral. It was destroyed by the eruption of Terra, but what little remains is at the bottom of the Aegean Sea. There are a variety of them around, and it seems some here.
So then I'm getting the sense that our goals would sort of be aligned if he would have that information, like it wouldn't really be detrimental.
What bothers me is that he's a true Bruja on the path of scorched heart and lying, which is a sin for both his path and his clan.
Yeah, but how much of that do we know? I mean, we know that he's a true Bruja, but
if he was part of our column, you probably know what path he was on too.
Yeah, like you guys, even if you squabble, you're tight, right? Like this is, you're the special forces, and even if you don't like each other, you got to rely on each other. So you got to know stuff about each other.
Right.
What to expect.
I mean, kind of said he's a Vulcan, and
what's that?
We pretty much know that. Like, he's a Vulcan.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Through and through. So Vulcan lying is kind of a red flag.
Okay.
I was looking at their sins. Speaking falsely is a 4. It's a really bad, really low sin. Making decisions based on emotion, a 2. And he just tried to sign somebody.
That's a good point.
All right. I would imagine then that you would know him best, Nikolai.
Yes, and I don't trust him. He's acting out of character. Right? Aren't you? I look at him.
You'll have to explain what you mean.
I think you know exactly what I mean. Otherwise, me calling you a Bruja wouldn't have wrecked you so much. You know you're acting unlike yourself.
What can I say? What do you want to hear?
Nothing right now. I just don't trust you.
You cannot trust me if you choose not to. I can't force you to.
Sure.
So, here we are.
Yes, here we are. With me,
Listen,
the book.
That book.
How about we go back to my home? We studied there. I extend you the offer of being a guest, and you know what that means for me. I will not harm you if you do not break my offer of hospitality.
I can accept this.
Is that good for the rest of you?
That's agreeable.
And just FYI, I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in like the Indian reserves in the middle of the forest, completely isolated.
This always like looking at her nails, and she frowns and she says, "Oh no, not another dump." Okay.
My house is not a dump.
Well, and she just like looks off to the side.
I'm gonna make my way over to where Ambrose is.
Ambrose is still upstairs.
No, he's in the entryway. Like
Entryway.
we're downstairs. We're in like the
Yeah.
little office where
Mhm.
Colin was. So I've now got Colin being very uncomfortable around me with somebody and tracheotomy.
Right. All right. Well, as this happens, there's a knock on the door. It is obviously a coded knock because it's one of those like tap 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 in different spots on it too.
Yeah. I turn to Colin. Keep an eye on my patient for me.
I'm not a doctor.
I know, but
What do
you
I
understand
do?
what will happen if he stops breathing, right?
He'll die,
And
and you want him alive.
what will happen to you if he stops breathing?
Oh, I'll probably also die.
You will not be that lucky.
Oh shit.
Those who make bad choices must atone for them.
Okay.
Wait here, Samuel.
I'll be right back.
If my friends come out, entertain them, give them a good deal on any books, and I will go get the door.
I should have stuck with coal mining.
You should have.
Family tradition. Why did I?
Honor thy father. And I go up to the door
Yes, of course you'd agree.
and unlock the door to see who's there.
Die, please don't die.
And I'll spend a blood point and gather the shadows up with me to make sure I have a proper cowl of shadow to open the door to greet whoever is there.
Jolene, Sheriff of Wyoming. Oh,
Well, this is unexpected.
you again.
I was not there.
Oh, you weren't there, you're right. Well, he did describe you as terrifying.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to come in.
Of course. It's just getting the door.
Walks in, boots clicking on the floor, looks down at Samuel, at Colin sitting next to him, praying. What's going on? Colin here tells me that there's somebody here who is demanding to talk to the owner, and
I believe Colin miscommunicated what I said.
Colin. Oh, you're lucky your great-grandfather and I were friends. Okay, what did he miscommunicate?
Well, it wasn't a demand.
Oh, just a request?
Yes.
All right, well, Colin, you're forgiven, considering the circumstances.
And I just hold my finger up to him at the suggestion that he might be forgiven.
All right.
Like-
Those of you, so Zephyr's come upstairs. Is here Thessalia? Nikolai?
Sally would come out. I think. And when she sees Sheriff, she's gonna like kind of sing that like Western like do 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 as she walks out,
Mm-hmm.
and she waves and says hello.
All right. And Nikolai with Macias?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go out.
So she looks around. Oh. You, and you. Okay.
Looking for another song?
This probably looks a little tense, right?
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here tonight. And there's a lot of pieces, puzzle pieces. Okay, well, so you wanted to speak.
Yes, I did.
Speak. I'm here. Talk to me.
Actually, I didn't really want to speak. I just want to know who owned the place. That being said, I think they are interested in speaking.
Okay.
And I should probably take Samuel out, given that a pen is not quite sufficient.
Hold on here. Circumstances and what are you going to do?
I'm a doctor. What do you think I'm going to do?
Well, okay, but you're going to do this right.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
I have begun the emergency treatment of young Samuel.
But he does or doesn't.
He is a moron.
Okay.
Whether what he does or does not know is irrelevant, because Samuel is currently learning very, very important lessons this evening. And I would be a poor teacher if I did not allow those lessons to continue. Same with your friend Colin.
Just don't leave a mess that I then got to clean up.
I am far, far more precise than that.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay, you can leave. Take him where you need to take him. Leave Colin.
Remember, Colin, atonement.
Yes, sir. Don't be calling him sir. Okay, so the rest of you, are you leaving then with Samuel?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to take Samuel outside.
Mm-hmm.
I know there is a street. There will be cars on said street. I will stand in front of said car to make it stop.
Okay.
And I will put him in said car and say, you will take him to the hospital. And Samuel, you will text me and tell me what hospital you're at. I have Steve's phone.
Okay. All right.
With all the implied of, if you don't do this, you knew what happened last time.
So you get a sound of acknowledgement from him, and a driver's like, "Hey, you can't put him in my car." Hospital. Okay, yeah, got it. And then screeches off.
Yeah. If the car driver tries to argue that I can't do that, I'm just going to grab his headlight and break it in my hand.
Right. With after a look, he doesn't. I mean, you're on Path of Night. He can.
Yeah, I'm on Path of Night, and I have a giant cowl of a shadow following me around right now. Yeah.
So you don't need to do much persuading.
He gets it.
So he drives off. Okay. But meanwhile, inside the store. So, you want to speak with me?
I put my head to go. I was hired here for my special skills, but this is now getting way too complicated for me. I'm bailing. If that's okay with you.
I don't know what's going on. Could you elaborate on this?
I don't either. You know I'm good at reading things,
Yeah.
and they tell me there's something interesting here for me to read, but then other vampires start showing up. You start showing up, and I am definitely too high for this.
Don't drink off your sample.
But that's the fun part.
Oh. God, if Collins hadn't given you acknowledgement. Okay, get out of here then. But I might come around.
Okay. And I walk out the store.
Okay. Like, did I waste my time coming down here? Somebody talk to me. Why am I here?
Thessalia steps forward and she's like, "You're obviously here to see me. Don't you want to spend a little time talking to me? It would be such an honor for you, no?" And she starts just like rambling.
Sunlight.
And Zephyr, if you don't step in, she's gonna just talk about herself.
No, this is amusing.
Okay, store's closed. Everyone out. Okay, go home.
Sure.
Yes,
Does
yes.
Nick still have the book? He just walked out with the book?
I definitely walked out the book.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I assumed that was what was happening.
Nice. Perfect.
And Macias followed.
Did Macias get stopped? Did the sheriff pay any attention?
He said, I'm with him.
The hell? Okay.
Check my pupils.
Eye out of our minds. Thessalia will just whistle a Western tune and slowly walk up the stairs.
And last we have you, the Zephyrin.
Yes. Seems you came down here for nothing.
Fucking right, it seems like I came down here for nothing. Why?
I need to keep these people on a tighter leash.
Remember,
Seems that they just want to do
You're
what
not a
they want
coterie
to
in the
do.
Camarilla's eyes.
Hmm?
You're not a coterie in the Camarilla's eyes.
Yeah,
You were scattered people. This is
you're
why she's
casual
like, why are you
capability.
all
okay, yeah.
here?
Yeah,
Why, like-
that's why I was hired, and I have no idea why I'm here. I walked out.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't say that then. Yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't apologize for wasting her time.
I don't know why. That's
Yeah.
weak, man.
It is. Yeah, I think I would just do a little head nod of acknowledgement, and then just slowly but very elegantly just walk out with my head held high. As you were, Sheriff.
You all remember I can revoke Your access to this domain. Just keep that in mind. I'm watching what you're doing now.
Of course.
No one's talking to me.
I would not forget such a thing. And then out of character, what are like some of the reasons why access would be revoked?
Whim.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
like,
good enough.
Vampires are petty feudal lords. And the sheriff is in charge of keeping the domain patrolled and safe. So if the sheriff decides that they don't want somebody in that domain anymore, it's probably not too difficult for them to make the case to the prince to revoke their welcome status.
Gotcha.
But it could be for it could be for insulting the prince, insulting the wrong person. It could come from misbehaving. Maybe you're not breaching the masquerade, but you're doing a lot of stupid shit that would still draw attention. And maybe their humanity is too high to just kill you outright. So, like, leave and never come back. But then you don't, and then they kill you. These are some reasons why your acknowledgement might be revoked.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, the same reasons why someone would ask you to leave their home.
Yeah.
Only they're
Fair enough.
vampires.
Understood, Sheriff. Please give my regards to the prince.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, okay. And you all step out into the night. It is getting late. Oh yeah, right. You are supposed to go say hello to the prince. But it is getting late on account of all the shenanigans up to this point. This is like 2 a.m. maybe by this point. So you got a couple hours before sunup. So if you do want to present yourselves to the prince, you've got some time left to do it in. You're not really sure how forgiving he is overall. He might be waiting for you. You never know. Maybe the sheriff doesn't have his itinerary at hand.
I'm sure the prince has gotten used to my high shenanigans by now.
Yeah. That might be excusable.
Every single time I talk to them, I'm always acting like I'm high.
So is anyone not going to meet with the prince?
I wouldn't bother.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm definitely going to meet the prince.
Okay.
I know that for sure.
Me too.
Okay. Brian?
Oh yes, no, this is all going perfectly to plan in my head. So yeah, I'm definitely going.
Okay. Is Nikolai just going home? Okay. So you and Macias get a car. And...
Oh yeah, sorry, my driver.
Oh yeah, your driver, right? You have a driver, of course. And start heading back. We'll touch on that in a moment. Okay. The prince has a penthouse apartment where he meets with other kindred at the top of a rather prestigious downtown building. It's well known that the panes of glass in all the windows of this building are that kind that strongly filters out UV rays and strongly shades. Whether or not it's ever actually been successful during daytime at keeping anyone from not burning up in the sun has yet to be publicly tested. But that's one of the things it boasts. The elevator going up when you all the three of you arrive, roughly the same time since you all left, but together. It's a fast one, and it goes straight up to it. There's a ding, and it opens into a foyer. It's a foyer for our American audiences. Sorry, when I first heard foyer, I thought they were deliberately mispronouncing it, but then I lived in the States for a while and turned out, no, foyer is it. I'm the one who was weird in that case. There are two kindred guards in front of a set of double doors, nice kind of oak doors, shiny handles. It's very, it's not ostentatious, but everything's very like clean and tidy, well presentable. Business?
Indeed. We're here to see the prince. We are visitors. We'd like to formally introduce ourselves.
Takes out a phone, flips through it. Names?
I am
You
Zephyrin.
don't have to give. You can give whatever names you want if your alternate identity has a different one.
No, I just go.
But don't worry about making it up right now.
Yeah, well, I just go. No, Ambrose is here to see him.
Ambrose, yeah, you're here.
I'm Samuel Davies, but I'm not there. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm on the
Okay.
list.
Yeah, that's right. You are on the list. You each have like a 15-minute window. Okay. Yeah, he can meet with you, and he points to Thessalia.
Thessalia raises her eyebrow and she's like, me? What, you don't know me? You don't know who I am? Me? The famous singer? She kind of like puts her arm out as like in a pose and she's like, surely you know who I am.
I do. Yeah, I've seen your act.
So you're a fan?
Sure. No, you're good. But, you know, it's your turn.
Oh, my turn. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure.
For each of you, besides just sort of the pleasantries in speaking with the prince, is there anything in particular you want to cover with him, or is it more just, hello, I'm so-and-so, I am here in your domain for X number of nights, and I promise I won't cause trouble?
No, I'm already recognized here.
Yeah.
My whole thing is just he said he wanted to speak to me.
That's true.
So I am curious because nobody ever actually wants to speak with me. So I am actually curious about this.
And for everyone else?
Most people know better than to want to speak with me. So I know he wants something, and I want to figure out what that
Which
is.
is why I assume he won't want to speak to me. Which is why I didn't bother.
Okay, and the two, and
For Thessalia, it's just to meet a prince. She just wants to have that story so she could post about it.
I mean, you would have met him at least once.
yeah,
Probably multiple times at this point. Like when we got here, you would introduce yourself to him. He would have welcomed you into Wyoming. So like
this is like
we're
a stop
visiting
in
him.
to say
Like this
hello.
is kind of his home, right? This is kind of his home. We're visiting
Right.
his territory.
But on the flip
Okay.
side, when you meet him, you can create whatever illusion about how important it was you'd like.
That's true.
Mhm.
And very
Okay.
on brand.
Let's play through it then. So you enter, and he's sitting behind a very big desk. He is dressed in a uniform, Union cavalry, and hanging on a rack next to him is a saber in its scabbard. There's a hat next to it. He stands up. Well, it's good to see you. Welcome. I hope your visit in Cheyenne is... Well, I hope that it suits you. I know that it has more attractions than Casper. This to Sally.
Oh, my brain just went blank.
Okay.
She just smiles and nods, and she says, "Oh, that's quite all right. But look at this home. I should live in a place like this. So nice and clean."
Well, we do have other units in the building, if that's your taste. Are you performing in town, or just here for personal business?
A little bit of business, but I'll never say no to performing.
Well, in a couple of days' time, I'm going to hold Elysium. Perhaps you would grace the assembly with a song or two. It's not every prince that has someone of your talent in their territory. Now, he only knows you as a Toreador, not a daughter of Cacophony, unless you want to be openly a daughter of Cacophony, in which case he just obviously doesn't know your black hand.
Yeah, I think I would keep that part secret. He is really gassing her up. She loves this shit. She's like, "Oh, of course I would love to go there. Oh, you are a man of taste." And she kind of like pauses at man, and she just looks around and grins.
Good. All right, well, I will have the details sent to you. Yes. If there's anything else I can do during your stay here, let me know. Obviously, I won't take care of it myself, but I might ignore it entirely. I might be too busy. But let me know, and if there's something that we can arrange, I can have one of the deputies handle it.
Oh, I am so grateful for that offer. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it. No. I've got a few audiences tonight. If you can send the next person in, that'd be great.
Oh, sure, of course. And then she like slowly turns on her heel. She's the only one that walked in, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Private audiences.
She slowly turns on her heels and like hums like a little song. That horn that goes off like like that, but she whistles it and walks out slowly.
Reveille?
Yes, Reveille. There you go.
or the charge or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you know.
Eccentric. Who Zephyr's up next
Awesome.
on the itinerary.
Yeah, so my goal is to present myself with as much etiquette as possible. And one of my other things with, I guess, like the path of power and the inner voice, I give a lot of respect to people above me, the prince being one of them. And I think the way that I would play this is trying to sort of infiltrate from the inside and in a way to get information. So very much give the appearance that I'm disposable to the prince. That, you know, I'm here kind of like on a vacation, but maybe perhaps not. And if he should ever need anything of me, that, you know, he should just not hesitate to have any of my services.
Okay. That's how Zephyr begins the conversation.
Yes, so I will introduce myself. Prince, it is I, Zephyr. We have met before.
Yes.
I'm gonna give, you know, the deepest of bows. Bow my head. I'm, again, like, if I can even roll etiquette. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Dang.
Oh, don't worry about it. You're good.
I just want to roll stuff.
Oh, then roll. Please
Sweet.
roll.
But yeah, it is good to see you again. Do I have to roll etiquette with anything else? Would that be with like a social skill? Oh, Ray, you're muted.
Who's muted?
Ray's muted. It looks like he was trying to talk.
Yeah, it's probably charisma, manipulation, or appearance.
Yeah, I was just pulling it up. Yep. Any of the three will do. Depends on your approach.
Yeah, I'm trying to be charismatic. I'm trying to very much not woo the prince, but like wow him in a way as well. And I rolled 4 successes.
Okay. Well, that was quite the greeting, and you're of course welcome in the domain. I believe I did already tell you that, as you are here now. If I have need of you, I will let you know. We can always use strong kindred about in order to, well, best maintain our hold over the domain. With nomadic Sabbat packs and whisperings of anarch agitators, well, it's good to know that there are those who crave structure and understand the hierarchy of things.
Of course. Structure is the only way that we can obtain power. You know this very well. Otherwise, you would not be in the position that you are in.
That is very true. Now, I suppose there is something that you can do for me.
Of course, Prince. You need only to ask.
Yes, I do. There is a crate arriving on a transport truck with this company, and he hands you a business card. It should be in town tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
The crate will be marked with the number on the back of the card. Bring me the contents.
Simple enough.
It is. Don't obviously do anything stupid to do it.
Of course.
But ultimately, I would like the contents.
And you shall receive them. Before I leave, your sheriff.
Yes.
Your sheriff seems very agitated and tired as of late. Any reason why that would be? Perhaps they may need some assistance as well.
It is. I can speak to her about it. She may be looking for more deputies. I know tonight had a few incidents that required sorting out. Nothing unusual, I suppose, but still required a good amount of her time. But yes, I will inquire whether she could use assistance.
Yeah, I ran into her a little earlier, and I do want to ask you one other question.
Yes.
The name Macias, does that mean anything to you?
No.
No other kindred has, by that name, has asked to be in your domain?
No. Now, you guys know Miss Macias. Similarly, he would probably be operating under an alternate identity.
Okay.
And maybe even a significant alternate identity on account of the fact that he'd be pretending to be a different clan even. Most people consider the true Bruja a myth.
Gotcha. Okay. So perhaps it's better that I don't ask or reveal any such name.
Sure. You can back
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a quick rewind and scratch that off the record.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Got some info. Yeah. Thank you, Prince. I will not let you down. I will return tomorrow with the contents of this crate.
Excellent. I look forward to it. You can send in the next meeting when you leave.
Certainly. And I bow, and I leave. And I'll do just that.
Yeah. Ambrose enters.
Ambrose enters.
Ambrose.
What is the rank on his uniform?
Captain.
Captain.
Yes. So you're in town. What was the reason you gave him again?
I was coming to an electronic music recital.
How was the recital?
Ghastly.
Is that good for this sort of thing or bad? I don't know.
It stirred my emotion.
Okay. And Ambrose to the prince and the Camarilla is just the creepy guy on the outskirts of town.
Creepy guy on the outskirts of the town has knowledge of the Sabbat and uses his occult knowledge to circumvent the Tremere when nobody wants to deal with the Tremere.
Which they love, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, the Tremere don't like me either. Like nobody
they-
likes Ambrose. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, his thing is like if you need somebody and you need to avoid the Tremere, that's kind of his thing, or he's got knowledge about the Sabbat. But he's also a known prick because it's Ambrose.
You might be wondering why I asked you also to come in.
I was assuming it was not to trade drummers for Gatling guns.
No.
Good. Didn't work out for your compatriot very well, so I'm glad you have not making the same mistake.
No, yes, okay. I need your expertise.
Go on.
You may or may not be aware that there's not much of a presence of the clan Tremere in my domain. That is not deliberate. They've just decided to not make their presence significant, and therefore I must find experts in other areas. And I need, well, let's say that my sheriff could use some assistance looking into the rumored actions of a group that are making minor waves around the domain. Now, they are, to my knowledge, entirely mortal. Whether any of our kind are amongst them, that is unclear.
What group is this?
They call themselves the Eyes of the Dragon. Which sounds satanic to me, and not something I wish to come much in contact with. But that does seem to be your wheelhouse.
Oh, it is. The good Lord shines down upon this community, even at night.
Yes.
Whether they are
Thanks be to
truly
God.
satanic or simply LARPers. Pretenders.
Something, yes. Charlatans, a charade. Yes. So, when you have a moment, please confer with her on what she's found so far, and if you could act as a consultant, then
I
I'm
would
sure
be
we
happy
could find.
to do her that favor.
Excellent. We can find a suitable arrangement for compensation.
Eyes of the Dragon.
I think you have high occult and such, not infernal specialties like Nikolai.
No, I do not have an infernal specialty.
Okay. Well, the dragon, is connected with the great beast of Revelation, and
I do have theology as well, though, on top of my
yeah,
cult.
right.
So
So that part, for sure. You don't know of any groups who have operated under that moniker before, but maybe they're some sort of doomsday cult, bringing about the end of the world or something or other. Speaking with the sheriff will probably, of course, give you more info.
very good.
Oh, hey, Nikolai.
I do have
Oh, yeah. Okay, right? Yep.
one thing, Captain.
What is
Do you
it?
know any medieval armorers in this town?
Medieval armorers.
Yes.
I can make some inquiries. I'm
A
sure
medieval
someone does.
problem. Oh, I'm sure they do too. Medieval problems sometimes need medieval solutions.
Oh, okay. So if the idea is to go in armor with swords, remember rule number one.
No, that is not what I'm thinking of.
Oh, the other one.
Yes.
Do what you need to do.
Just point me towards an armorer.
I'll find one in my Rolodex.
You know how to find my home.
Yes. Yes. Okay, now Nikolai and Macias driving through the night. So, thank you for the hospitality.
Of course. You know the rules, I assume?
I know. Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm far too lazy to go over them again.
Don't worry. So, what's your interest in the book?
It's a cult. It's knowledge.
Please, there are many books of that. Why this specific one?
Because I found it.
You just found it in
The universe
the
led
Iron
me to
Nail.
it, clearly.
Well, I'm glad we can at least share it.
Of course.
Good, good. Do you know how much have you read of it?
I literally got it the minute you walked into the romance room, and I was busy expecting it for other things.
Right. That I'll tell you this now. Your driver is read in.
Yeah, he'll be a cool retainer.
The wells need to be closed, sealed off, destroyed if we can.
Yes, of course.
And that book should help us find them.
If it does, then I'm sure we'll pour through it together and we'll find them.
Good. I took some time away.
Yes, I see that, and I see you've been busy.
There were things I needed to do. It was not I did not abandon our task.
That's good to hear.
I want you to know that.
Good. I very much like not. I would very much prefer not to burn you alive. You were a friend once.
As were you. Hopefully, we can regain that level of our camaraderie.
Hopefully.
Have you what happened in Casper the other night?
Some crazy ritual, amateur hour. Desalia kills the person before we can question him. You know, usual stuff.
Zephyrin did it.
Oh, Zephyrin did it. Sorry.
Unless you want to blame Thessalia for it.
Yeah. Zephyrin did it. Zephyrin killed the suspect before we can question him.
Mm-hmm. That's concerning. It would have been useful to know what they knew.
Yeah, but we will make do.
I know the column is resourceful and always has been. I wonder at that action, whether it was wise.
Zephyrin does what Zephyrin does.
Yes, and sometimes that's detrimental.
Or is not.
In this case, it would have been very useful to know more about what happened.
Or maybe he would have been able to do more harm. We will never know, and it does not matter. It does not matter anymore.
Perhaps it is as you say. Well, in time, I hope to that we all regain what we once had.
We can always only move forward.
Very true. I spent some time in your country.
That must have been interesting for you.
Your ancestral.
Yeah, I figured what he meant. Transylvania, yeah. Romania.
It has always interested me how much the dragon is still seen as a force of power.
Yes, my clan has always revered the dragon, and I doubt that will ever change.
Sensible. It's a strong symbol.
I don't put much stock in symbols. Yes, for most of my clan, we still constantly chase the dragon, as you know.
Yes. Well, you should never disregard a good symbol. especially in our line of work.
I don't disregard anything. I just don't find my pocket in myself.
Yes, well. Perhaps I'll persuade you of the strength in symbols, especially for your art in future.
Perhaps.
It looks like we are here. Your driver is slowing down.
Excellent. You've been
Well,
here before, so you know the way to the guest room.
I do. I'm eager to dig into this tome with you.
Yes. We'll make our way to the library then.
Excellent. See you then.
Okay, so the place I stay is basically this big mansion that's here. All the spirits are awake because of what I do. So as soon as you walk in, the door opens by themselves. You know, whole Beauty and the Beast thing.
Right.
They talk, everything.
Oh. I remember all of you. Did you get rid of that teacup?
No, why would I? He's fun.
I never liked him. But definitely the candelabra.
Oh, definitely not. Candelabra is my favorite.
It's dangerous to have that fire around.
We are people far too afraid of fire.
I will refrain
I've never
from.
seen him try to burn anybody. It scares people every once in a while because it's fun.
I will refrain from insulting your decor.
That would be a good idea.
Yes. To the library. And we'll wrap there for tonight and for this episode. So, a little less cliffhangery, but a number of seeds planted and such. So, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been an episode of All the Devils Are Here, a Chronicle of the Black Hand for Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition. Let's sign off. If anyone has anything evergreen they want to plug, no, evergreen especially, knowing how long it's taken me to start getting these up online, definitely pick something that exists in perpetuity. So let's start with Ray. You want to just give us the deets, and if you want to plug anything, feel free.
Okay. I'm Ray. I play Nikolai, the old plan singer today. A lot of fun. Nothing to plug.
Totally.
Hey everybody, my name's Toli, and I played Zephyrin, the Toreador Anti-Tribute.
Suni.
Hey, I am Suni, and I played Thessalia, a daughter of Cacophony. And you can find me on IG at Wham Bam Narrow Tan, where 4,500 ends.
That many now.
Yes.
I have to like copy and paste that. Have you added one every time?
Yeah.
You've done that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every time I thought about my username, I put another N.
Good luck, everybody. And last but not least, Ryan.
My name is Ryan. I have been playing Ambrose the La Sombra. My evergreen thing is if you're ever in the Toronto area and you're into rave culture, please check out the production company I work with, Goodfellas. We do have a couple parties coming up planned, and we're always planning more.
Awesome. And I am Simon, your storyteller, you can find me here on my YouTube channel, the Tabletop Almanac, or on various social things at Tabletop Almanac, where I do reviews and actual plays of games, because it's fun. And I get to play with some awesome people. So, until next time, I need a really good sign-off for this at some point that is all like vampire-y and like tongue-in-cheek, but also punny and hilarious, which I haven't found one with bite yet, but I'll get there, I'm sure.
Oh, I see what you did there.
All right. So until next time, this has been All the Devils Are Here, and good night, and don't pour into ancient tomes. Bye.
Good advice.